Then you didn't show that 1-8. That would have given away.
It is the third episode of this session. It's a coronavirus special.
Well, no,
Where we are going into the vault. We're pulling out some old poker time of 5-10 cash game where we've never shown it to you before.
No,
We're halfway through, or about halfway through anyway, this overall session.
Yeah, this was filmed in 1996.
Yep, you can tell by the drab wear that everyone is got wardrobe-wise here, except for Snuggie.
Who has Ace King.
He sure does.
And actually, it was filmed in 2018.
He does basically a click-back raise
And Batiste
here.
is going to call with 7-5 suited.
Well, Snuggie made it super cheap. It's still obviously a very loose call, but if Snuggie 3-bet to a normal amount, he would probably just win the hand right away. But he forces Austin to call. Now he's got Batiste in there too.
Batiste in pretty good shape 3 ways here.
Yeah.
And instead, he is the only one who doesn't like the flop.
Look at the flop for Austin.
In fact, Batiste could try to rep this flop because he does have a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah, an offsuit 6 is the nuts. The 6 of clubs is disaster. And he's clearly thinking about it. And he is not folding.
He might raise.
He puts in the call. I think this is because he's in position. He can
Austin
always
could
try and
go
steal it
both ways here. He could raise if he wanted to. Get some fold equity against hands like 8s and 9s. Of course, never fold if you raise.
He's going to call as well. The problem, of course, for Austin is when the club comes in, it's going to be hard to get paid by not
yeah,
raising.
especially in a 3-way pot.
Yep.
Whoever has anything is going to assume that at least one of these players has a club.
It's a whiff for everybody. Snuggie's still in pretty good shape. That card shouldn't scare him either.
Snuggie should keep betting, I think.
I think so. He seems to agree.
Bet 330.
About half pot.
Yep, little more.
I don't think Batiste can continue with a call at this point.
No
if
way.
he wants to try to rep a set, he's got to raise now.
It seems like a bad time when Austin's calling behind.
Yep.
Austin could have a monster.
Austin's in a bit of a weird spot here.
I think Austin just can't fold this hand. He's getting 3-1.
Not quite good enough against Ace King specifically, but against King Queen it would have been.
Yeah, I live in Seattle. Call 330.
Yeah, I think he's doing well enough against Snuggie's range here. And, of course, he can still make the nuts.
It's probably just about right against Snuggie's range.
That's going to be a whiff. And I don't think Austin – I think this is for Austin. If Snuggie bets again, he will probably have to let it go
I think
now.
Snuggie should go with a relatively small bet here, something like 400, 450. Try to get called by King Jack, King 10 type hands.
Yeah, I mean, those are – he goes a little bigger.
Bet 525.
It's not too big, though. It's still smaller than half pot. It's giving those hands an opportunity to call. And as we see, Austin hasn't even folded yet. He, in fact, has one of the worst bluff catchers possible because Snuggie's triple barrels that are bluffs include nut flush draws, which Austin, of course, blocks. This is maybe the worst bluff catcher you can have.
Snuggie continued on the turn 3 ways. It's hard to imagine that he could be bluffing very often. And especially when you factor in that you've got the flush blockers in your hand, it seems like a great time to fold. Feels like Snuggie. Now, maybe Austin's thinking about raising, but he's cut out the call in front of him.
Snuggie's a loosey-goosey type player, but he doesn't typically triple barrel with nothing. That's not really his MO.
Not too often.
Check.
This is one of those spots where if you call and you're right, it's a legendary moment.
I'm missing that shot clock right now.
This is a fair
It is a
thing
fair
to think about, though.
Well, with this hand, is it?
Well, if he makes the call, it is. Sometimes people take forever, and I'm like, you're never calling. And then they call, and I'm like, never mind. It was fine that you took that time.
Show one.
Well, I'll show you both of them. We put 525 out there.
Austin's not Hollywooding. This is a real consideration, it looks like.
Or maybe he's just really good at Hollywooding. Ever think about that?
Well, that's a good point, but we haven't seen him take really any time throughout this whole session until right now. You do block the set of fours. You block pocket aces, and you do block ace king.
But you also block Snuggy's most likely bluff.
Yep, and he does let it go.
Good fold. I think that's correct.
5 clubs maybe.
That is.
It was good.
Hopefully they'll turn it over for everyone. There we go. I like how Snuggy tells the table it was good.
There was a king high out on the board, right?
He had to pay to get there.
King on the board.
Flopped it.
Oh, really?
I do like that Snuggy went for 3 barrels there on
I
that
do
board.
too. And I don't think that's a bad show by Snuggy. I don't think he loses anything by showing that hand in that spot. Like, yeah, you flopped a king high, flop 3 ways, and triple barreled. That doesn't say anything about you as a poker player.
Agreed.
Totally fine.
If it was a big cape,
Although he did choose really small 3-bet sizing, which maybe some players
Yeah.
will remember and use against
That's
him.
true.
But I agree, post-flop, there's nothing to learn.
With grass.
this
on
would have been big cape that doesn't do anything and
Epic
a
cape.
jump off a
Epic
skyscraper.
Hey, Alan.
Jeez, okay?
Okay, so what'd you lay down?
35.
King, queen?
Call.
No.
Batiste is yelling in Blake's ear while he's trying to call Snuggy's jack deuce suited raise.
Ace 6.
There's Peter coming along for the ride with queen 8 off. We've seen him get pretty loose with his
Yeah.
calling ranges, although never raising pre-flop.
Until
Just
we got
calling.
until we got to the big blind, Peter had the best hand. But now
That
it's
is
gonna look
true.
like it might look like Austin's tilting because I assume he's gonna put in a big 3-bet right now
Yeah, something like 200 would not be unreasonable.
with all these players.
Raise.
Looks like more.
270.
270. That's
Wow.
pretty big.
That is a big one. He is out of position, but he's gonna almost always just take it down right now, which isn't so bad.
No,
Not many players
With
and
ace
that much
king
money
off,
in there.
out of position, not terrible to take it down.
I picked
for
up
sure.
$145. I'm assuming Will's gonna fold. He hasn't folded yet. Will takes his time in
Don't
these
take Doug's
spots.
job away from him.
If they were 5 times as deep, you could talk yourself into a call.
5 times as deep, you could talk yourself into a call. Yes, that is correct. On the button.
If Dan's not in the hand, there's extra paint in that deck.
They are not 5 times as deep,
At
though.
least
is the
2
thing.
overcards in that deck.
Even in
or else I
2018.
wouldn't, or else I wouldn't be able to say if they were 5
Or
times
the
as deep.
3-5.
Do you understand the paradox here?
Added 5 more,
I
right?
don't.
Okay.
Hey, look at that sweet, sweet split screen action we got going. Oh, who's the intern in charge of this? They're getting a raise from 0 to 0, but
We're
still a
gonna
raise.
triple. We're gonna triple their salary.
But you know what? We're going to give you some appreciation verbally, and that's better than money anyway.
But we don't know which one it is, and we aren't gonna work to find out. which one
No,
it
I mean,
is.
that's ridiculous. There's way too many of them. They all look the same.
So we're
to
gonna
me.
assume they're all still terrible.
Well, one of them is did an okay job for a second at least. Can we get back to this other thing? So, like, if they're at the stake they're at right now, you can't say they're at the stake they're at right now. I don't understand.
That is not at all what I said.
Hey, Peter's raising. It's
Hey.
Peter's first raise this entire time. Peter had a 0% preflop raise. Interesting that he's never raised and he chooses queen 9 suited, but I'm excited anyway.
He's gotten called by a worse hand.
Yeah, he sure has. And Peter certainly has a playable hand. He's in the hijack. It's fine.
Well, that's
He's dead.
Ken's never folding. It's over.
Peter's going to have to bang a straight to get real value here.
I mean, he could hit a queen.
Nah, but he's not going to make any money if he hits a queen. But the 10? Oh, 10 will pay off.
Explain.
Big time.
Explain yourself.
Well, Peter's going to feel confident that he's going to keep betting. Oh, and it
Oh.
comes in, and Ken's going to be more likely to call because there'll be less overcards.
It is a club, though.
That is true. That is the wrong 10.
Check.
Peter's going to bet, but I don't know if he's going to keep Ken around because of the 10 of clubs. Ken's losing to all value here.
Blake, can you guys do the old country, like not country but country rock, like Marshall Tucker?
Ken plays it just right.
We get a lot of requests.
Puts it in when he's ahead, takes it out when he's behind.
Takes it out. he takes the call from the flop
You know what
out
I
of the
mean.
pot.
He takes out his
Pretty much.
No,
takes
I'm
out
just glad he didn't have
the
his phone.
hand and throws it away.
I didn't have his
Yeah.
phone.
Takes out the hand from under his.
You wanna know
Yeah,
what-
it's chip
what I
protector.
really
Oh, okay.
Sure.
wanted to
My
show him
whole
I
life
didn't
I
have
do
his
a lot of covers. So, you know,
I didn't-
most of the
honestly.
they want to.
Jonathan's not been going out much recently.
Yeah, I've been self-isolating. It's rough. It's possible, by the way, by the time everyone's hearing this, that we're through this and people are no longer self-isolating. But we are currently, as we're recording this, very much in the where everyone's staying at home,
Yeah.
or almost everyone's staying at home all the time, and
Dan hasn't even heard of
Yeah, been pretty pent up over here.
She sings Sweet Child of Mine, and it's.
I assume most of you can relate.
What's her name?
All 10.
Her name's Christy.
Fold, fold, fold.
She's awesome.
You know, Christy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you just asked what her name was. You didn't say, hey. what's
Digital
his-
one is a
what's the
digital
social security?
man.
That's where-
Digital Dan. Digital Dan.
Information.
They were bringing it back.
Maybe just
Why not?
Because it's a throwback
That is what I need to
Poker Guys Vault episode. We might as well bring back the
Raise
old
6
stuff.
big.
Yep.
Call 6 big.
So he bumps it up with 2 8s. I like this. A lot of people don't do this enough, I think.
I
Of course,
agree.
there is a problem now. Playability-wise, we're 4 ways
Well,
out of
we can
position.
just
But
treat it like a limp almost, and
Yeah.
we just built the pot when we rate to have the best hand.
exactly. We've got the most equity. If we don't like the flop, we don't have to put more money in. Like, this is
We
a
don't
terrible
like
flop.
we don't like the flop.
We never have to put any more dollars in, and it's fine.
And Jack 10, well in the lead here.
Yeah, but can't love his spot. But see if Blake decides to bet.
He is gonna bet.
Interesting.
I guess this
130.
is. I don't know what this is. He's unlikely to get value from a worse hand.
Ken is going to call. And I will say, this is back when Ken always hit
All right,
whenever he would
he's
just.
getting value from a worse hand. I was wrong.
Is Ken going to hit again because he always hits in these spots?
In 2018.
In 2018,
yeah,
he
he's
made
gonna-
every
yeah.
one of these gut
he's,
shots.
He's getting there. See?
Okay, not yet, not yet. But he can't call again, surely. But Blake's not going to bet again, right? Is Blake going to bet again?
If he bets again, it's as a bluff, right?
I mean, yeah. It has to be. I guess he could be trying to charge diamonds,
We went down to the coast, which was cool.
260.
and that will do it. All right, well, Blake got a
Gets
little
to
value.
Win a pretty big pot. I don't know what he showed there.
He shows the jack. You can see it
Where?
on the board.
Oh. Look at that.
How about it? You know what they say about poker? It's a visual game.
Oh,
Meaning
that's what the dealers say
They do.
when,
They say that all the time.
when players aren't paying attention.
When they're like, who raised? You know, oh, I didn't know there was a raise, that kind of stuff. And the dealer often will say, visual game.
Hey, look at the cumulative winnings.
BMW Blake, doing great.
Batiste, not so well. A lot of that because, they got into a big pot together. That Batiste then stared at BMW Blake as if
Oh, yeah.
Blake had murdered Batiste's family.
Because he called a raise on the river with 2 pair, and Batiste just couldn't believe it. Something else, that hand. Oh, it's great to see Batiste so upset.
Yeah, it's too bad that we don't have him on as many of the current poker times.
I know. Well, every time he comes to visit,
Yep, he'll play.
once,
We'll get some Batiste sightings.
once we're all out to congregate again, whenever that is. Till then, we're just going to keep giving you great content from the Poker Guys vaults.
And you're going to love it.
You're going to be grateful that you get some new poker stuff that has never been seen before, and you're going to, that's it, that's all.
Send us toilet paper.
Top pair for both Austin and Blake. This could get Blake in a little bit of trouble. He's not the type to go folding at any point once he flops something.
I mean, he should not be folding this
well,
hand.
of course not yet, but I'm just saying. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ken is,
well, he does have 2 backdoors and overs.
he does.
and it's
not-
only 60.
It's not horrible.
He's on the button. You know what? I think this is justifiable. Blake is going to call as well. I thought Blake might have been considering a raise there for a second.
Seen Blake do that in spots like this.
Yep.
Well, now Blake
Wow.
is not going to go anywhere. This is actually a great time to rep a 9 if you're Blake. You're the most likely to have a 9 as the overcaller closing the action on the flop. And you have equity against everything, literally.
That's not really super.
Austin checks. It's understandable. Ken actually picks up the gutter. Checks as well. Blake makes it happen.
Gets there on the river.
Like, I thought he was dead like disco, but turns out he's staying alive like the Bee Gees.
Oh, that was terrible.
I mean, been inside for so long, Grant. I just want to see the sun again.
You can go outside.
I don't feel comfortable.
That's not going on.
Blake's going to go for value.
About half pot. If you're Austin, it's a weird spot. It is a polarizing board, but Blake is only betting half pot. Could he be betting a worse hand for value, which is really just Jack 10? That's the only one.
You don't really think he's betting
No.
a worse hand for value. With Ken behind, though, Ken not betting the flop or turn, I think it's okay to bluff catch there. Thinking that Ken probably doesn't have anything really big.
What is Blake bluffing with, though? What did he call with on the flop? It'd have to be just overs.
Thanks, buddy.
Right?
I could see Blake specifically bluffing with a hand like 5-6.
Huh.
He's the type of guy who
You're going to take one pair and just take
Yeah.
a shot.
Feeling that's right
Fair
where
enough.
I was at.
Lucky.
And we're back
Nice hand.
Outside of the suburb. Outside.
from a lovely break that we all had.
Yep.
Did you guys get a sandwich?
I didn't get a sandwich.
You probably didn't have time.
It was pretty. It was
There
like
wasn't
30
enough.
seconds. You have to have the sandwich already made. And
Pre-made sandwich.
Has to be like within reaching distance, or maybe you could like really run quickly.
Or
The
do you have
kitchen,
the stretchy arms?
like Mr. Fantastic.
No, like real people have, like the stretchy armed people.
What? Who are
Like
those?
4% of the population.
4% seems high. Don't know if I've ever
They hide.
encountered a stretchy arm person.
You have. You just don't know.
I just don't know because they're not showing me. That's possible. They hide amongst us. All right, Digital Dan, not playing that ace-5.
Certainly not. Austin is playing the queen 9.
Blake, what do you
Limping the queen 9. Ken's going to be like, hey, take your queen 9 and shove it.
Shove it deep.
You've experienced.
Wow. All right. Levy, you need to get outside.
I'm
That's what I'm saying.
seen a lot of Netflix, like so much Netflix. But he somehow does not call with the Jack-8 off. In the, I guess Austin could
The jacket off?
Jack-8 off. Anyway, here's the flop, and it's
It's bad news for Ken.
so far.
Going to lose probably a bet.
I kind of want to tackle it myself.
Unless he somehow gets Austin to fold.
We've seen Ken actually triple barrel in these spots, and sometimes it's unclear if he's doing it for value or as a bluff. And I could see it confusing Austin if Ken were to take a line like that,
Yeah, you're not going to push it.
and maybe working out sort of accidentally.
What you can do is rent one of those pigs.
But obviously Austin's not folding this.
65.
We've been
This
looking into
street.
it, and they use asphalt grinds.
I think usually we're going to see a check back from Ken on the turn, though.
It's already, it's already set. Like
Usually.
Like a quick check back.
I mean, you need the equipment to.
No, I know. But
So
what
pretty
happens is
innocuous
you
turn
lay it
card.
down, you grade it as well as you
I mean,
can.
Ken's beating the straight draws. There's the quick check back.
You're not doing a 5-gallon bucket.
Feels good to
No, you-
call it.
Really impressive.
Feels really good. And easy peasy lemon squeezy for Austin.
You need some sort of medical intervention.
Well, it's a private road. They don't have. They better not be speeding down my driveway. Shoot. Only people that come to my house.
Austin's
they know where
gonna
they're going.
walk up the mountain of despair, and Ken's going to join him.
The mountain of despair? He's value betting a good hand. What are you talking about?
Ken joined him, though. They did it together.
You may question where you're going as you're halfway
may-
down your driveway.
You may
Actually,
think that
but
you're gonna get murdered, but good thing. So yeah.
There's our VPIP action, and Snuggie and Batiste and Ken and Blake really playing a lot of hands.
Pretty high VPIP for a table.
Yeah, like Digital Dan. On other tables, Digital Dan's 26% is going to be the average.
Yep.
We're not seeing that here.
Funny, I was driving
We
around
are
with
8-handed,
my-
not
my- one of my
9-handed,
carpenters'
but
house last week.
still.
Just driving along and look over. I'm like, hey, it's Dan. It's just. It's right
I'm
over,
like,
right,
what the
right
hell
over,
is he doing in my neighborhood?
right over by Dan's house. Totally just
you live out there
random.
This is like Blake O.
Yeah, it was pretty
What
funny.
the hell is Blake?
I was a little
Took
ways
a wrong
behind
turn
him.
somewhere?
I was a little ways behind him. I'm like,
All right. Digital one is going to up the VPIP with this hand, I predict.
Well, he's going to at least call with it, and he's going to raise with it.
VPIPing includes both those things.
I
I know
didn't
for the
disagree.
audience,
I didn't-
audience that might have been confusing the way Jonathan
I
said
wasn't
that.
saying you were wrong. I was just getting more specific
Fishing boat and I had sand.
because I'm one of those guys who does that. Peter's going to defend in the big blind with the ace-7 off, completely reasonably.
Who are you railing
I
against?
don't know. The straw man.
What a great outfit.
And Digital Dan makes it happen.
The digital one is a digital man, and he's
He's
getting
gonna
led
lead.
into.
Well, this is the kind of board that actually is better for Peter's range.
Yeah, especially when Dan opens early.
And you do have a weird. I mean, the ace blocker isn't really what you want to have in your hand when you do this, I think, but whatever.
Dan, of course, is going to come along.
Yep. A club, a jack, a 9, a baby. Those are all pretty good cards. Well,
Hey, it's
yeah,
a jack. Let's hope for Peter's sake he doesn't keep going, but it looks like he has intentions to.
does. He's thinking, I'm going to get Digital Dan off his ace, king.
They're going to sing a song about me after this hand.
Oh, he checks, though.
Yeah, he was doing a wheel thing. He did the wheel move.
It's the old please don't bet play, but when you have this hand, it's actually okay if they bet.
Yeah, because you just fold.
Yeah, especially when, as it turns out, you're drawing dead anyway.
100.
I guess he's beating all the gut shots and 4-6 and stuff like that. And
Yep.
Dan's favorite hand is deuce 4.
I have a trail kit. Yeah,
You may
you
not
just
know
put
that.
it out there and you can. I've got one that we
There's
live
that
out
incredible split screen.
this area.
Just for a moment. Can't give him too much of the split screen.
No,
you know,
you
gotta
don't
always
want to spoil him.
gotta leave him wanting more. That's the only way they come back next week.
That's like why they didn't actually show the Saxon avatar.
And
You know what I'm saying?
so that we go back to the sequels.
Just hoping for the sequels to.
There are going to be 4 sequels, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like the last 10 years and the next 10 years of James Cameron's life is basically these Avatar movies. Let's hope they're not terrible, Grant.
How could we possibly think they're not going to be terrible?
They could be okay. I mean, Avatar had good things about it.
Would you ever watch it again?
Play with the bears.
Not anymore.
Unobtainium, they called it.
Listen.
They called it unobtainium.
When it came out, I watched it again because it was so beautiful and the graphics were so amazing at the time. You know, it was incredible to see. And now the visuals are not as special. And so, but the new ones are going to have incredible visuals too, I imagine.
Made it so Sam Worthington got a lot of roles he shouldn't have gotten.
It's true. It's true.
975.
Wheel going to bump it up from the big blind?
I like it. Look at these. Look at the ranges. Not really the ranges, but the hands he's up against and what that implies about the ranges that he's up against.
Yes. People are wide open in this session, apparently.
Yes.
I don't know how this film got dusty in the vault because it must have been vibrating with VPIP the whole time.
I like that. Peter calls from the small blind with king 6 off.
You know, he's here to play.
Wow. That is not something I would have thought about doing.
My wife is going to hear me.
No one flops anything.
Yep. I just.
Peter's the only club. Peter's got.
Will's betting 150. He doesn't need to bet that much.
Will really wants everyone to fold.
It's gonna work.
Their marginal one pair of hands.
Like she doesn't know.
There's the board.
We haven't seen Peter fold yet. No, we still haven't seen Peter fold, but he's folded.
Anyway, so
I saw his cards.
she calls me and she's like,
They went,
You don't know that they were his cards. They were just cards from his direction.
I'm really tired of you and your damn accusations of me not knowing where the cards come from.
I knew this was going to boil over.
Yeah,
into
it's
the
finally
show,
time.
actually. You know, Nick Schulman and Ali Najada hate each other too. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's fine.
Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten cannot stand to be in the same room with each other.
That's why I asked.
I mean, this is what I hear.
I mean, the first one. Yeah. The second one, probably true, but not confirmed.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't think Ali Najada and Nick Schulman hate each other either, to be clear.
We just heard that Nick Schulman went on the Chip Race podcast and said that they don't have the perfect relationship.
Yeah, that he has at times. They struggle a little bit. But, you know, that's true probably for most duos. Not everyone could be Batman and Robin like us, Robin.
All of our fights are
Don't fold
fake.
yet, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of
Part
them.
of the story. You're going to want to be in the hand for this.
Most of them.
I heard that Robin jab, by the way.
So I
And you're
asked
going to
him,
pay for it
I
later.
think, Jenny said that he saw something back here, and he immediately.
These people are not playing good poker right now. They're just limping with a bunch
They're
of
taking this about as seriously as we are with our stuff we're talking about. But, you know, there is actual money in play here.
Yep.
So this is real.
Just popped his head up right over here.
And 7. Oh, wow.
8-5.
No, the actual board was 7-5.
Was it?
I believe so. I think we have an incorrect reading. We'll take a look at the board shortly, I guess. I thought it was 7-5-4. And I thought it was all spades.
Yeah,
And if that's
if
true,
that's
that means
the case, Austin flopped a flush.
I think that's what happened.
I think so, too.
This is back when our software wasn't as good. We don't really have this ever happen anymore, I'm happy to say, but you know. Blake here with the overcard and the gut shot. He lets it go. I guess it could have been a double gutter if it's 7-5-4, but if it's all spades.
And Dan would have top pair.
And wheels open-ended. Yeah, there's the 7 of spades, which was already there. So the question is, we don't know what the turn card is. There it is. It's the 9 of hearts. Okay.
All right, so Austin has a flush.
Everyone else is drawing dead.
Yep.
The 9 of hearts for Ortiz. Just remove that 8 of hearts and turn it into a 9 of hearts, and we're good. It's weird, I know. Wheel does not have a straight. So you're Austin. You've got this. You've got to feel really good about your hand, and you can't give a free card, and you do want to get value.
Yeah, I think betting makes sense.
Of course it makes sense. How much? He's going just half pot. Not unreasonable.
Batiste with a pair and a gut shot.
Yeah. But
Couldn't make the
drawing
call.
dead. And wheel with the open ender. Again. Do not believe the man behind the curtain. Do not look at the board on Poker Time. Just trust us.
This? The burn?
Trust what we say.
Yeah, we're the ones you should believe.
Yeah.
So he keeps saying muck pile when he means
There are a lot of people you shouldn't trust out there, but you can trust us. We'll let it go.
Here, you hold the muck pile.
Behind the counter. Let Devin hold the
And
Muck here, just hold it.
I don't know. I think they're trying to fix the board, but we're just going to roll on here, I hope.
We'll see what
in
happens.
turns. In turns. There we go.
Sensors
Good.
are
What is the
sensors. We
river?
definitely learned the last
It's
time I
the
played.
3 of spades.
That's gonna kill the action for Austin.
Yeah, I don't know if Batista's going to call anyway, but
Yeah, like where the hell?
This is
Austin-
as far away as it can get.
It's
Dan
now
won.
closer to my
oh,
reader
he bets
than the-
80 and gets. No, that's what happened on the turn, right? Surely that's what happened on
Yep.
the turn. Yeah. Okay, good.
He
Austin's
is-
going to go for value.
He is going for value.
Huh.
Man. 150.
Anyway, get a trail cam.
He can't believe how unlucky he is.
It's really fun, and
So I asked him. He finally came
Now I
back.
can't beat anything.
And he's like crying.
big
And I'm
hurt for
like,
me.
and I was like, buddy, you're not in trouble.
You flopped it?
I was like, you're not in trouble, buddy. I was like, I just wanted to.
Sorry for the confusion on that
Yeah,
one.
that was rough.
did you think it was
That
a
was
big
rough.
dog?
Don't worry, we will
No,
take
he
it out
knew it was a bear.
on an intern's hide.
Yes.
There will be.
There will be punitive measures,
Yeah, and they will be physical in nature.
and we will be sued.
He's like, so I was
Yes.
standing here and
We will
not
win the
allowed to run away
lawsuit.
from
We
him.
because
always
we
win.
are in international waters.
I just went boo, 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 like that at him, and he ran off.
Yeah,
in
this
the
is
bushes.
officially this
was like,
boat
oh,
is
that's
our
a
is
smart-
a
that's a
government
good
unto
deal.
itself,
And Maddie-
and the
Maddie
laws
was
or
there
whatever
with him, and Maddie
we
was-
make them
Maddie was,
to be, which is pretty sweet for
Yeah,
us.
poker guy's boat.
oh,
Yeah.
fairly
He-
fine.
It's called the
And
2PG.
she's like, he was
the
saving me.
PG
He
too.
was bringing my prints, and I was like,
It's more of a dinghy.
And,
We own a lot of
so-
boats. I think
so
the best one is the
he's like- I was
PG-13.
like, well, Cooper, I'm really proud of you.
Oh,
He's like,
God,
yeah.
it's a
He's
joke.
sitting there for a second, he goes, but
That was
yeah.
painful. That was truly horrendous.
I'm like, well, that's good.
I've been subsisting on brown rice and beans for weeks. That's not true.
What's bad is when you put,
Shit, he was scared shit.
you put a trail cam up and then you.
Whoa, Austin! He's defending from the big blind. Okay.
Pay attention.
I know.
though.
I was busy thinking about that brown rice and beans thing.
He
Sorry.
doesn't have any neighbors. He
We
says.
had a-
I was surprised Austin made that play, but no more.
I didn't think we had neighbors.
King 10 flops a gut shot.
Peter, by the way, raised again. That's his second raise, and
Yeah.
this is a hand that a lot of people would choose to raise from that spot.
That
It's
was
cool.
my fault.
He just gets to win.
I didn't see you check. I just bet.
Oh, I checked.
Okay.
He had checked. Yeah, I checked.
Thank you.
I checked before.
Yeah, I
before
want to
you made any
apologize.
moves.
I didn't.
You're good.
You have it.
Oh,
It's very nice of Peter to apologize.
For something he didn't do.
But no, but also I always think it's interesting when people always apologize to the wrong person when these kinds of things
Oh, yeah.
happen. You know, when they like bet out of turn, they always apologize to the person who hadn't acted yet.
It's actually a great advantage to be that person.
it's like you should. I mean, not that it's a big deal, but really we should be apologizing to everyone else at the table and not that person, right? Because that person now can take advantage of that information, and no one else can. So, anyway, I haven't seen Snuggie get involved really at all,
He had
except
the
for that
ace
ace
king.
king hand, but that's it.
He's playing
Peter's getting involved with
Yeah.
8-3.
Well, at least it's suited.
And he's got the best hand. Well, not anymore.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
He's got, if diamonds come, Peter's going to be pretty happy. Unless there's 4 diamonds, then he'll be not so
animals
happy.
out there too. The blackbirds.
Excellent. You know what they say about diamonds? Okay. Open ender from BMW Blake.
Bring one of these up, 'cause you got all
You
these
got a little too
problems.
excited
I
about
did.
that.
I really.
Then you'll be able to
I need to.
That's basically
I need some.
Bet 40.
Yeah, well,
When is this thing going to be over?
It's going to be a while, buddy.
When do we get to go outside again?
You can go outside whenever you want.
When will movie theaters be open?
Nobody's keeping you inside.
Oh,
You're just an indoor kid.
are you kidding me?
Anyway, Blake bets $40 and.
Ken is going to call.
Wow. I don't know. Ken's got back doors.
Dan folded 6-7.
Yep.
And Ken called with this hand.
And what a turn card
That
for
is
Ken.
the second best turn card in the deck for Ken.
Super sick.
Little tricks of the trade.
Blake should continue, even though Ken is sticky with 6 high here. This is a good candidate for triple barreling if he misses. No way Ken can fold now. Not a bad time to consider raising.
Nope.
Ken's
a
gonna
call.
just call though, and you can see the value here if this bricks and Ken checks. It does break. Will Blake? Oh,
Ken's going to do the bluffing.
That's good. Ken can really have a 10 there.
175.
What, 10?
8, 10, Jack 10.
Yeah.
And it turns out other 10s since we see what he called
Yes,
with.
that's true.
He has more 10s than Blake does, I think.
Yeah, because it's just like recycled asphalt. Right.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just
And you don't have to you don't have to seal it, do you? Because you just.
Well, that worked out well for
no,
Ken.
you roll back in and it'll melt back.
He knew he had to bluff it.
So my whole back.
He didn't have to.
Well, he didn't have to, but probably Blake was going to bluff him out of the hand otherwise, right? So
Well,
We've
I
seen
think
Ken make some calls.
that would have been
That would have been quite a call.
a call
I
we
think
haven't
I
seen
read it's
Ken
like
make. That call. The King High River.
That's what
Oh.
Wes
I'm
does.
gonna have to dust off some more
You got that portable
dusty
crusher
old
right there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
vault footage and find some.
I'm
king-high
not afraid
calls.
of looking at the vault footage.
You are afraid. and
I am terrified of
Yeah.
it. No, that's.
You think
They're
that ghosts
ghosts.
exist?
Yeah, of course I think ghosts exist. In a vault?
Yeah.
Where else would they be?
Yeah, just
Haunted
square
mansion?
footage.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
And
of
then
course.
how deep
Haunted
you go.
mansion, yeah. And maybe some caves, certain caves, where people died climbing. Yeah.
No, caves are more like skeleton territory. Like
yeah, the
animated
go-
skeletons.
Yeah, yeah. Who do you think makes those things animate, bro?
It's not ghosts.
It's ghosts.
No, it's just animated skeletons.
Oh, that's the dumbest
They're
thing.
being controlled by a warlock.
That's clearly. Oh well, actually, when you say that,
Mailbox in your car is filthy. Like not even dirty.
BMW Blake raising under the gun with the ace-4 off. It's better than limping. I'll say that.
Well, it gives you the opportunity to pretend you thought you had aces when you have ace-4 off, which is a great opportunity.
Batiste flops the gutter and unders, but Blake checks.
I'm surprised to see Blake check this board.
Me too.
And now 10 high, certainly not loving it. I don't know if you can get Blake to fold, though, with this action.
Batiste realizes that Blake often has ace highs here and isn't folding.
Well,
Wow.
Batiste now is the best hand,
Batiste
although it's not very good on this board.
But he should be able to get a little bit of value if Blake checks again. Blake's going to bet.
no, Batiste,
Oh, no. Okay. Batiste
Batiste
bet 25. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
He did
It'll
get a
happen
low
really
value
quick.
with a very bad
running
straight.
good. Nice.
One of the
Yeah.
worst straights I've ever seen. I'm offended by its existence.
Nice job by Batiste just to squeeze just a little bit of juice out of that orange, that tangerine, that mandarin,
Keep going.
that peach.
No,
The grape?
No, orange family.
Oh, that navel.
Right?
More. You're missing a major one.
Little 4-outer.
Also, sometimes the name of like a southern belle from the
Tangelo,
no,
but that is one.
That is one.
I was just glad I thought a Southern Belle.
like from the 1800s.
Why don't you tell us what it is?
Clementine.
Oh yeah, Clementine.
That's the wrong jack, but okay.
I thought I did pretty well though. Came up with like 5.
Yeah.
He was just lucky to
I
see the
challenge
flat
anyone
off
to
the
come up
raise.
with more
Raise 35
without
fold.
cheating, internet. We know
Even
you.
a citrus horticulturalist.
Yeah, I'll take on anybody. I'm like Phil Galfon here with the challenge, you know.
Well, that's going
my 200K to your 100K horticulturist. Let's go.
Well, we don't know where the
Yeah, we don't
challenge
know.
is at the time of the airing of this episode, but when we're talking about it, you don't want to be Phil Galfond.
I mean, Galfon, though, as of this airing, now this is 2 months later, but he had been down almost €1 million, and he's cut it down to €500,000. He's been on a hell of a run, actually. But by now, he's, the challenge is probably over, and everyone knows what happened. So
Anyway, we got the last hand of the episode with
Okay.
a 3-bet and a call from Peter with King 8
Wow.
because everything doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Peter flops the King high flush draw. Blake does not like this flop, but will continue.
I like that he's continuing with this hand because,
So happy you're here.
maybe we'll just get some lucky folds.
130.
He's winning.
Turns out, no.
Peter is calling.
Yep.
Call.
In the
Peter
grand scheme of things.
needs a little bit of help here. There it is. Just a little bit of help.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. An ace or queen didn't come. That was good.
Well, Peter's got the help he needed.
Yeah.
I think this is probably going to fold
See?
Blake out.
See, got the help he needed. Thank you.
Yeah, Blake lets
And-
it go.
Yep.
We'll see what happens next week with some more of this session on Poker Time.
Poker time.
Classic.